good it is. But it's out now, and they released a farm trailer house too, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if this is in the beta section or not. So like the thing I run into is because I'm running mods in the server, I have to be conscious of the fact that sometimes they don't work on the server, or you can't put them on the server because what will happen is it just screw things up. Like, what did I add the other day that was like that? I think it was the root storage building. I put it on. I tried to put it on the server, and it's like this file is corrupt, so I couldn't put it on the server at all. So I couldn't store you can't store the beats anywhere right now. So D Johnson, how's it going today? Hope you're doing well, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know. D's kind of not sure, but I'll take it as a guy just in case. Yeah, so released that mod, and they also released an interesting mod here called Player Speed Mod, which allows you to set different walking speeds for your farmer. So you can, I don't know what the fastest speed is. It says 20 times is the fastest speed, so I guess you can walk really fast, I guess. And it's funny because the author is Turbo Star, which I thought was kind of neat. So it's kind of like, you know, encouraging the fact that you can walk fast. Another big thing they released, I guess, this week is the disable vehicle collision camera, which is kind of nice. So none of that straight through your vehicle stuff anymore. Although that shouldn't be in there anyways, in my opinion, but it is. So it's the way it goes sometimes. And the other funny one I saw today was a deck chair for sleeping. So when the guy in the mod description is like, well, who needs a house when you have a deck chair? Like, seriously. So it's a deck chair for sleeping. So you can just, you know, use that as opposed to a house, which I would expect is a little cheaper. Oh, okay. I figured it was a D for something like that. Morning, David. So yeah, it's just kind of funny how they added that. But again, I haven't seen it available for the server. I suppose I could check real quick. Wish they would hurry and release Courseplay and GPS. Yeah, the thing they're running into with those so far is I actually been following a little bit of you can follow it yourself actually. It's nothing private. If you go to Courseplay on the GitHub, you can see what they're working on for FS19 status. So right now, I will include a list that will try to update on current bugs for FS19. So right now, here's what they're working on. The HUD is broken. Input buttons have been overhauled. Can't test changes yet. Camera doesn't freeze. Field scanner. So there's a number of things they're working on. And the last I saw, 4 days ago, there was an update from somebody saying, just a heads up, we'll do incremental release of Courseplay, starting with limited functionality and adding back features step by step. We hope this benefits more the community than the bang approach where complete functionality is released after a long period. So they're basically going to release a certain number of modes. So the way Courseplay works is like you have different modes. You have fieldwork mode, you have combine mode, you have fertilizer mode, you have seeding and fertilizing, you have all the other ones, transport mode. And what they're going to do is they're going to take some of those modes and take them out, basically, so that you can have some functionality, of course, but you won't have everything initially. But what they'll do is they'll release updates to it. So what do they say here? You can expect the first beta release to include the basic functionalities for mode 1, 2, 4, and 6. So grain transport, combi, fertilized seeding, transfer, and fieldwork. So, but no date yet. So that's straight from Courseplay on their GitHub, basically. So I don't have secret access or anything like that. That's just knowing where to look for it, basically. So that's that. For Courseplay GPS, the author of GPS, not ModHub, the author of the GPS mod was not secure. That's fine. Continue anyways. He no longer makes mods for FS19, which is the reason why we don't have it. It's not a huge mod. There have been some people trying to update it, and I'm not signed into Facebook either. Oh well. There are some people. There's a guy who's trying to update it, who has kind of a somewhat working version of it at the moment, but it's private for the time being until he finishes all that stuff basically on there. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So that's the reason why we don't have those two mods yet. So Courseplay, they're actually working on it. GPS from the previous author, Upside Down. As far as we know, it's not. Not going to get updated by him at all. So that's what we know so far. or it's what I know so far. There might be some other stuff about there. I know that I believe he goes by. Let me just bring up this up. What he is now. If you check out Silver News, is the name of the channel. He tends to do a lot of updates on things that are coming out, like mods that have come out and stuff like that, and updates to games and whatnot. So he's a pretty good guy to keep up with the information on what's going on with Farm Sim on a more than a weekly basis, let's say. So, morning, Mark. Gone to sleep yet? Or are you still up? I'm going to assume you haven't gone to sleep yet. It's because I know what you're like. Have you tried Parque Fernando yet in 100 Call of the Wild? It's a pretty nice looking map, I have to admit. I messed around the other day there a little bit, recorded a couple of videos. Recorded a couple of videos on it the other day, and I'm really impressed by it. It's a slick looking map. Lots of different areas in there. You can kind of see what there's lots of like really enclosed area where it's like it's a whole bunch of, brush and whatnot really close to each other. And there's other areas where it's like really wide open. So, all right. Night not done yet. Haven't touched Hunter for a bit now. Yeah. If you haven't checked out Parque Fernando, it's pretty nice. It's a very nice looking map. They've done a great job on that so far. So at least in my opinion, they have. So I really think it looks slick. So yeah. But yeah, they did a good job. They added some interesting, predatory cats in Parque Fernando. So they have a puma in there, which is kind of neat because you can actually kind of watch it stalk things, which is kind of cool. So it's not enough animals in Parque Fernando, I think. I guess like you mean like there haven't been enough like number of animals or like species. Hear great things about the African map. Yeah. Virunga Savannah is really good too. It doesn't look like a big map when you actually open up the overview map. When you actually start walking around, it's huge. Very cool. Number of animals. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there are some times where I've run into a ton of animals in Parque Fernando, and then I've run into like nothing. And the Virunga Savannah was the same way as that as well. Like if you go to Leighton Lakes, it just feels like they've just made it super easy, and there's animals everywhere. Whereas with Parque Fernando and with the Virunga Savannah, and then the winter map, I can't remember the name of it. Those ones have been kind of a bit more sparse. I'm coming out of my World of Tanks period. Maybe hunting soon. World of Tanks. I never got into that game. I've heard good things about it. I know there was like a big craze for it at one point. Everyone's like, have you tried World of Tanks? I'm like, I have other things to do. Like I've had my fair share of online gaming. Like I said before in the past, I used to play World of Warcraft back in the day. I still have really fond memories of World of Warcraft. Not because of the game, more because of the people I met through it. I played EVE Online for a number of years as well, which is I like following this. Sometimes I catch up on the news of what's going on there, and the corporation I was with in EVE Online. It's kind of interesting to see how things have evolved in the game. It's interesting. And what other games did I play? Those are two big online games I guess I played over time. I only play in the Xmas season, then I quit for the rest of the year. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple games you could easily do that. For me, during the Christmas season, I played a lot of Railway Empire, which is a fantastic game. And they keep releasing new DLCs faster than I can play them because I spend so much time messing up. Basically, is what it boils down to. In that, I've had like over 100 hours in that game already, and I'm still like, I just like watching trains more than playing the game, I think, sometimes. So that's my problem. I'll like get like some nice little setup, and then I'll sit there and just watch. Oh, geez. Which is why I should really try on the system. I should try. I think I have CSX Heavy Hull on here installed. No, I have Trains New Air, but I do not have CSX Heavy Hull because I'd be curious to see how, because that game was ridiculously taxing on my old system, like silly amount taxing on my old system. Like I could like barely record. Like I'd have to stand still and start recording. It was so ridiculous. But it's a brute still. Like there were guys who like GTX 1080 Ti's and still running into problems. And like for me, I have my cards, I think a little bit less than a 1080 Ti, I guess, right now. So Transport Fever, that's my addiction. I play a lot of Transport Fever too. I really enjoyed that game. I don't know why. I've always been into, let's see here, games. I played a lot of Transocean as well. I really like that game. That reminded me of Ports of Call from way back when. And Transport Fever. Oh, that's funny. Apparently with the Transocean and Transport Fever, I put the same amount of time into it. I haven't played Transport Fever in a while now, though. But I did like that game. I don't know why I didn't play more of it. But I put a lot more time into Railway Empire. I guess I like just trains, I guess, more than the whole transport side of it. But it's a different style of game, that's for sure. So Train Sim World, I think, is really slimmed down, not like the first release. Oh, did they? I don't think just go here. With Train Sim World, Train Sim World. Spelled today. Train Sim World. So according to Steam, I own Train Sim World right now because I have the previous. Well, it looks like I have mostly positive reactions to the new one. Oh, that's good. So maybe I'll have to retry that. So I have like the original CSX Heavy Haul, but I guess I knew they were going to add things. It's just a question of how much they're going to add by Train Sim World. So what do I have? I have just the base Train Sim World, but I don't have Western Express or any of the actual additional ones they've added on there. So I don't know if they tamed down the version that I have, or they just the new stuff they've tamed down a little bit. You got Hunt of the Wild Color Chris. Nice. Now I'm addicted. Yeah. It's a pretty good game, and they've added quite a few updates since then. So, like with the bird updates, like with ducks and whatnot. I'm waiting for turkeys and pheasants, stuff like that, where you have to walk around a bit more for it. So far, I haven't become a big fan of ducks. I don't know. I did it once or twice. I'm like, that's kind of cool, but I don't enjoy it nearly as much as I like walking around a lot more. And once I like walking around, and once I spot something, then I'll kind of try and sneak around to it, sort of thing. So that's what at least I like to do. So different for everybody, but yeah, it's a good game. I really like that one. It was funny because I remember when I originally was looking at a hunting game, I looked at the Hunter Classic, which is a lot different. Well, gameplay wise, it's similar, but there are some really big differences in the way the game actually plays through. So like with the Hunter Classic, there's more of a paywall for a lot of things, whereas Hunter Call of the Wild, there's not a paywall, but you can do a lot without having to get the DLCs. So that's the nice thing about it. So at least that's been my experience with it so far. So I never got into the Hunter Classic because of just the way it was played. So yeah, but Transport Fever is another great game too. Railway Empire, yeah, I don't know. I could play that game for way too long in a small amount of time. Especially, and they released actually in Railway Empire, they released a DLC a while back called the Great Lakes DLC, which is Canada, which I thought was awesome. So I immediately jumped on that bandwagon and jumped on the bandwagon, but I immediately wanted to try it out and see what it was like. And I really like it because it adds a couple interesting things. I also picked up the other two DLCs. They released the Crossing the Andes, which is in South America, I believe. I think that's where it was. And then Great Britain and Ireland's another one that came out not too long ago, but I have not attempted to play yet. Are you farming today? I am working today. Hey, Honey, how's it going? I found a max level water buffalo, but I'm waiting until I unlock the trophy lodge so I can mount it. Oh, okay. Do they have a trophy lodge? I don't know if there's a trophy lodge in there. So I probably might do a little bit of farming later on this afternoon. We'll see what happens. I need to try and make some more money in Farm Sim. I haven't been able to do a complete harvest of silage yet recently, so I haven't made a lot of money lately. So my bank account is suffering because of that. How you doing today, Honey? Hope you're doing well, sir. So those are the two big things, I guess, in the game. So, and eventually on the server, I want to try and get another field, which is going to take another about $500,000, so something like that. So then I can do a little bit of diversify my operation a bit from doing just straight silage every single time. Although I do, the eggs have been, a small trickle of income lately, so which has been nice. So I've been liking that. Okay, head to bed. Talk to you later, man. All right, Mark, have a good day. Bonne soirée, monsieur. Or say bonne soirée. Or bonsoir. I guess it'd be bonsoir. I apologize. My French is still rusty. So I knew that would be That would be a big job. Yeah. Yeah. It actually takes about, I think about 40 minutes or so to an hour to do the whole field, but it's constant income, very constant income, which is nice. So yes, I'm Parque Fernando. Once you complete the story mission, if you get a diamond, you can mount it at the lodge. Oh, really? Oh, sweet. I haven't, I don't think I've got any diamonds. Or have I? No, I don't think so. Have I? Maybe one. Maybe one. I think it was an accidental diamond. I was like, oh, look, there's one. Took it, and it's like, oh, wow, that was a diamond. Sweet. But most of them have got lots of gold. I always take screenshots of them. I don't think Steam, no, I don't think Steam will keep old screenshots because, so like when I changed over, no, they don't. When they change over the computer, when I changed over my computer / hard drive and all that, didn't back up all that stuff, which I'm not that surprised about because of where they save the screenshot. So whatever, not in the end of the world. So, anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, enjoy the coffee. So good.